These are the questions that go with the story from page 128 called The Monkey and the Peas. That's the story on page 128. But I'm first going to read the questions, which are on page 130 and 131. So I will read questions 1 through 5, and then you should press pause to give yourself time to answer all the questions, and then when you're ready for me to go through them with you, you can press play. Number 1. This question has 2 parts. First, answer part A, then answer part B. Clue: remember that part A and part B go together. That means usually the part you answer in part B supports or kind of like proves your answer is right in part A, okay? Part A. Why does the king visit another country at the beginning of the story? A. To find more beautiful sights in other lands. B. To make sure his soldiers and his horses are safe. C. To see monkeys in his own country. D. To be king of more than one country. Part B. Write the sentence from the story that helped you answer the question in part A. Number 2. Read the following sentences from paragraph 7 of the story. I would not be like this foolish monkey. He lost everything while trying to gain so little. What does the word foolish mean in this sentence? A. Helpful. B. Clumsy. C. Silly. D. Careless. Number 3. Read paragraph 6 of the story. The monkey could not find the one lost pea. The other peas the monkey had dropped rolled away. He climbed up the tree again and lay on its trunk looking sad. The monkey was very disappointed. Circle the word in paragraph 6 that best helps you know what disappointed means. Number 4. Which event from the story is most important to understanding the central message? The central message is kind of like the moral of the story or the lesson you learn from a story, okay? A. The king rides his horse through a new land. B. The soldiers give the horses peas to eat. C. The monkey watches the king's men from a high tree. D. The monkey drops all the peas to look for the lost one. Number 5. Which sentence from the story best tells why the king goes back to his own country after watching the monkey? A. As he ate the peas, one pea fell from his hand to the ground. B. The monkey could not find the lost pea. C. The other peas the monkey had dropped rolled away. D. He lost everything while trying to gain so little. Now I would like you to pause the video and do your best to answer questions 1 through 5. Alright, let's go over our answers. First, let me grab my pencil. Let's look at number 1. Remember, this one has part A and part B, and like I said before, this means that your answers should be related to each other. Part B should prove that your answer in part A is right. So let's look at part A. Why does the king visit another country at the beginning of the story? So as you see, you have 4 choices. But of course, there's no problem with going back to the text. So let's go back to our story. And I remember that this question can be answered in paragraph 1. So I'm going to reread paragraph 1. Once upon a time, there was a king who loved to travel, but he didn't like to visit places in his own country. He thought that more beautiful sights could only be seen in other lands. Okay, I think that might help me. So going back to the question, it says, why does the king visit another country? A says to find more beautiful sights in other lands. I do remember the text in paragraph 1 talking about beautiful sights. It's right here in that 3rd sentence. But let me look at the other answer choices just to be sure, okay? To make sure his soldiers and his horses are safe? Now, that doesn't tell you why he went to another country. To see monkeys in his own country? No. The monkey was almost like a surprise character. He wasn't introduced yet, so nope, it can't be C. D. to be king of more than one country. I don't think the king's goal was to find more places he could rule, so I don't think it's D either. For part A, the answer is A, to find more beautiful sights in other lands. Part B says, write the sentence from the story that helped you answer the question in part A. So I need to find the sentence that proves that my answer is right, okay? So I'm going to look back in paragraph 1 because that paragraph helped me find my answer, which was A. So that same paragraph is going to give me a sentence that I can write in part B to prove that I chose the right answer. Looking back in the text on page 128, the important sentence that I'm going to look at is the third one. He thought that more beautiful sights could only be seen in other lands. And that tells me right there that A was right, to find more beautiful sights. So the sentence that helped me get that answer A was that third sentence right here. He thought that more beautiful sights could only be seen in other lands. That's the sentence I would want to copy on part B. Number 2. It asks you to read the sentence from paragraph 7 of the story so we can find out what the word foolish means. Usually, if they're giving you more than one sentence, it means that there must be a clue in another sentence to help you with the underlying word that we're trying to figure out means. I would not be like the foolish monkey. He lost everything while trying to gain so little. So we gotta figure out, what does foolish mean? Could it mean helpful? Do you think what the monkey did was helpful? Losing one pea and then dropping the rest to find that one pea? Is that helpful? I don't think so. Let's keep looking. B, clumsy. Clumsy means kind of like, imagine someone who always trips over something, or they always accidentally knock things over. So maybe the monkey did drop the peas, but do you think that's the big clue that we can find in these sentences? I think we should look here. He lost everything while trying to gain so little. That means, when he lost all those peas, like he dropped the rest that were in his hand so he could find that one pea. You're thinking, why did he drop everything to find one little small one? I don't really think that's anything to be clumsy about. I don't think that really matches. And do you think that's silly? I don't really think it's silly. Let's look at the last one. It says careless. Careless, if you notice the end, that suffix less, that means he doesn't really have care. Kind of like careful is when you're being full of care. Careless is like the opposite. You are not being careful. So the fact that he dropped all those peas just to look for the one, I think he was being careless. That wasn't careful, and he wasn't really thinking about what he was doing. So for number 2, I would choose D, careless.